Molweni Betuna, igama lam Sanda, a mother of two and also a mother of a deaf child. Today I'll be discussing how the journey has been after the speech processor. On the 31st of July 2023, we received a speech processor for Sanda, and it was switched on the same day. And the process took that consultation was about 2 hours, because it was the first time he was being introduced to sound, and the audiologist had to make sure that he is comfortable with the sound level. So they played around with a lot of different pitches of sound, and he had to indicate whether it was too soft for him, or whether it was too loud for him, or whether it was just okay for him to carry on. So the doctor played around with a lot of sounds, and he had to respond. And also he had to respond to whether he could hear something. The first test was that he had to respond whether he could hear something, and he did indicate that he could hear something. And then after that, the sound had to be set according to his level of comfortability, and he also indicated which level of comfortability he would like his sound to be set on. After that, we went on to we went out. We did check the box that was the package that came with the speech processor. We checked the equipment, which one was which, the batteries, how long do they last, where would we need to charge it, the replacement spare parts. It has a spare battery, so whenever he goes to school, we leave another battery at home, and when he comes back, we take off the one that he went to school with and charge and put another one on his ear for him to carry on the day. And then at night, he also needs to charge the battery that is flat, and then in the morning take it on again. So that journey has been very great. He has adjusted really well, and he takes off the battery, he puts it on. He knows how to put the speech processor where it really fits, but we have also encountered some challenge in there. His hair is very coarse. It is really coarse, and then the speech processor the audiologist had to put another magnet for it to stick on. But even now, it sometimes becomes loose. So we have agreed with him that we're gonna take him for a haircut, not a whole clean shave. He is just gonna have a haircut. He doesn't want all his hair down. So I'm also gonna take that haircut in solidarity with him. He feels like he's the only one in the house that will be having a haircut while everyone else has an afro. So I'm gonna take the haircut with him, so to make him comfortable as well. So please do pardon me. I will be looking down every now and then, because I've made notes of points that I do not want to forget. So please do pardon me. I am not being disrespectful. It is just I just need to remind myself of some points. So on that same day, we were very excited. So I took things when we were on our way there. I took things that I felt that I'll test his hearing with. So I took a packet of chips. I took a packet of sweets. He loves jelly babies. So I took those as part of his gift. I had bought him a gift, and I put those those luxuries on the gift. And after we were done with the audiologist, went out, took pictures, and then I tasted his hearing with the chips and the packet of sweets. I rattled him. He could not hear those, but he could hear the sound of the car, the banging. When you close the door, he could hear the banging sound of the car. And when we came back, he could hear the footsteps. When we got home, he could hear the footsteps, his footsteps, everyone's footsteps. So he would ask, "What is that?" And I would explain that when someone is walking, the footsteps make a noise. And he also could hear a toilet flush. He also didn't understand that people could hear that. And also, what was the other one? People talking. He also could hear people talking. So we tried to call his name every time, we do try it every day. We call him his name so that he can get used to it. And those are the first sounds that he could hear, because the sound level was not really high. It was a bit lower than the average person's sound, because they needed to make sure that he is comfortable with the sound and it does not tire him, it does not irritate him, and he becomes reluctant and refuses the process. So they started with the sound that he is comfortable with, and then we had 3 other follow-up visits after that, where the sound volume was increased. It has been increased like 3 times after the initial visit where we got the speech processor, and each time he hears different sounds. Right now, what else? Oh, he can hear popcorns. He can hear popcorns when they are popping. He can hear them. He can hear. We are still struggling with the kettle. When the kettle is on, he doesn't really hear it. He can hear the fridge sound when the load shedding comes back. He can hear that. He can hear us when we're talking, but he does not understand what we're saying. But he can hear. He can hear some. I've tested the sounds on my phone. He can hear some of the sounds. Some are too soft for him. He can hear a little bit, and some he doesn't. He can't hear. So those are what he can hear, and so yes, that's what he can hear at this moment. There's been a lot of learnings that I have taken that I have also got from this journey. One of them is to see things from his perspective. It has really been a teaching moment for me, because he challenges me a lot. From my end, I understand things from a hearing person. So he also challenges me to get to his level of hearing. He tries. We've got exercises that we need to do every day for just to test his hearing and for him to get to used to certain sounds. So when we're doing those exercises, I need to voice out the sounds and he needs to identify them. But when we are doing that, he also challenges me that he needs to voice out the sounds, or he needs to make the sound. Sometimes we clap hands, sometimes we stamp feet, and he challenges me. I mean, he's the one who decides to make the sounds, switch the roles basically, and makes the sounds, and then I will need to identify the sound, and I'll also need to tell them whether it's the same or different. And that one has really been a game changer for me, and it has also allowed me to understand his perspective of things, and not to understand that he has never hid, and this is the first time he is encountering sound, and that I need to be patient with him, and that I also need to guard myself from being in a fast-paced with him. So yeah, I've also noticed that he has taken a lot of my characters like to the extreme ends. That is, he when he does something, he commits, like he really commits. So with these exercises that we have to do, the sound detection exercises, he sometimes comes to my room and asks, when are we doing it? We haven't done it today. When are we doing it? Why are we not doing it? I remember I went away for a work trip, and I came back. I was really tired. I did not feel like doing anything. And his sister was doing it while I was away with him. And then when I came back, the sister was doing it with him while I was away. She was doing the exercises with him while I was away. And when I came back, I was so tired I could not. And I also don't like to have Ogo taking over my duties while I'm around. I never want my children to feel that they are mothering each other while I'm around. They can take over when I'm not there, but when I'm here, I want to take control and let them be kids. And so that day I just said, no, we can't do it. We're gonna do it tomorrow. Did the guy not ask why? The guy asked, why are we not doing it? So he commits. He's the one who keeps me in check, and we do the exercises like daily when I can. Like we do it mostly daily, and so that's one character I have. But he takes it way up there, and he also has a sprint mentality like I do. Like I had to be a runner when I was in high school, and I was a sprint. I did 100 kilometers and 100 meters and 200 meters. And wow, so my mind also operates on that level. I like to do things as quickly as possible. I've heard to learn as I grow older that things can take time, and it is not a problem for them to take time. There are processes that take time, and there are processes that can be done a lot quicker. With his sprint mentality, we are supposed to be just detecting sound at this moment, but with him, we are detecting sound. He is also learning speech. he started saying mama the first week already. I think the first week he started saying mama, because mama is very easy. You don't really need to hear it. You can say mama without. So he says mama, and he calls me mama. Like he would sit there in his computer and go, mama, mama. He calls me mama like this. It is something that I've been looking forward to, but this guy calls me every second time. So yeah, that is his speech mentality, his sprint mentality, I mean. So he says mama. He has learned the name, how to say cochlear. He has learned, even though the pronunciation is not up to par, but he does. He learns every word that I say to him. He will ask, what is this? And I will tell him, and then he will voice it back. And then also our speech detection exercises have words like man, night, extraordinary, like those words. There's words shorter words, longer words. So he needs to identify whether this is, when I say the words, I would say mama, mama. Then he would need to tell me if did I say different words or same words. I have I'm attaching the video of that. Please do check it out.
Men. Men. Right. Men. Mysteriously. Different. Night. Independently. Night. Independently. Different. Pie. Opportunity. Pie. Opportunity. Different. Time. 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 Same.
Yeah, that's the video. That's where he needs to say mama, or he needs to tell me whether it's a different word or it's the same sound. Even with clapping and stamping, he needs to say whether the patterns are the same or different. And another positive thing about this is that now I am able to call him from my room. In the past, I used to call him, I used to call him through his sister. So I would call Ogu, please tell Sanda to come here. So now I can just say Sanda, and then he comes. And then, yeah, that is one positive thing about this. Yes, there are a lot of positive things, but this is one main positive that I always wanted to strive for, because I never wanted for my older child to feel that she is the one running the show. She is the one who has always been called. She is the one that needs to do all the house chores. She's the one that basically she is paying for being the hearing one, if I can put it that way. So even when he didn't have the speech processor yet, I would call Uogo for her to call him so that I can also send him around, because I didn't want to send Uogo around always. So to fill the gap, I would call Uogo to call him for me to send him around. Now I can just call him straight away, and then he can come back and do what I need him to do, which is one great thing that I have always strived for. I never wanted my children to hold grudges against each other or resent each other because of the way I treated one over the other. I want them to feel the same. As much as I know the relationships will never be the same because they are different characters, but I want them to I want to balance it out, especially when it comes to house chores and sending them around. And another great thing is that the guy can now go to the shop all alone. And I am also not scared of that. Previously I was really scared because I did say he's got a sprint mentality, so he goes in. When he walks really fast. He focuses on what he wants to get done. So on the road, I did not trust him that he can just cross the street with first checking if there's no danger. So now, at least he's got a speech processor, so he can hear when cars come past. and he can be able to stop or not, and move when it is safe to do so. So that is one of the great things that I am happy for, which is one of the things that I was striving for when I went to look for this alternative for him to hear. I was really scared that he would need to walk around with someone so that he does not get knocked over by a car. But now he can walk all alone and come back. He can walk alone to the shop. He writes down what he wants to buy and go to the shop, hands over the paper with what he needs to buy, and then comes back. And that is one great thing. It's one great thing. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this has sparked a bit of knowledge into your heart, into your life, and I hope this can help someone within that you might know that needs this information. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for following and subscribing, and please do share this information, as I have started this platform because I knew I could not find information or South African based information on the deaf community. Basically, I could not find anything, especially on parents living with children that are deaf. So if you know someone that might need this information, please feel free to share, and also to reach out if there's questions that you would love to ask based on what I've shared. And that is it. Thank you for listening, and I am Sanda.